Welcome everyone. Today we have 10 new glitches in Super Mario Maker 2. Today we have a very interesting Kamek Death Cancel setup. We make a Gopher travel horizontally through the ground, which is really silly. And we go over some switch clipping with Big Mush Mario. Without further ado, let's dive in. Here we're going to go over some weird interactions with the claw right here, the bumper, and your boy Link, the guy that can throw arrows. So normal behavior here, if you jump into a claw and a bumper hits you, it will knock you straight out of the claw. Like that. So you can't actually stay in the claw after you hit a bumper. That is, of course, unless you have an arrow drawn. So say right here, I hold the arrow with Link. When I jump into the claw and hit the bumper, it's going to slowly rise me to the left until it finally knocks me off the claw. And I will not be able to really press any more directional inputs while I am moving to the left. So check this out. I get stuck in this little interaction until it finally throws me off. If there is a seesaw in between the claw and the bumper, if you hit a seesaw at the same time as you hit the bumper in this little glitch, it will not rise you off to the left, it will rise you straight upwards until it finally knocks you off the claw. Slowly, which is super weird. Look how it lifts you up like that until it finally drops you off. This one is a little finicky, and it seems you have to touch the seesaw at the same time as the bumper. This is a little better. In night ground theme, a Fireflower runs away from you, which means you can also have a Fireflower clip through these Munchers over here. The Icicle is going to release the Fireflower. Now every time I hit one of these blocks, the Fireflower will clip away from me. So if I hit the left side of the block, it'll clip to the right. If I hit the right side of the block, it will clip to the left, which is pretty interesting. It kind of just gets pushed right through these Munchers, allowing me to grab it, break those ice blocks, and go on with my life. Here's a pretty interesting setup that we've gone over a long time ago. These 1-ups are going to go along the top of the semi-solid plus note blocks, and that's going to push all of these cannons with the help of this conveyor belt into this one spot. And then when we hit this on-off switch, the red block is going to turn dotted line, which is going to release all the cannons, giving us an elevator, shooting us to the top. So this could be a little troll setup. What we're going to try to accomplish here is to get us, Link, stuck in the cannon instead of getting crushed. For some reason, and it appears that if you collect a star and hit the ceiling at the same time, some kind of combination of what's going on here actually clips you and softlocks you into the launcher instead of crushing you, which is super weird. So as you see, we did not get crushed, we just got pushed into the cannon. And softlocked. And there's nothing we can do. So here's the situation. Our job right now is to go through those on-off switches because otherwise we cannot progress through the level. Now if I just jump on it like this, nothing really happens. I can jump out of it. Okay, that's cool. How would I actually get through those on-off switches? All I really have to do is hold down as I approach those on-off switches. If I'm ducking, the same thing happens. Like that. I have to actually be in an unducked state and hold down. So we need to duck as we hit those on-off switches. So check this out. Like that. And we will get clipped into the on-off blocks, but actually the shell catches us and throws us into the clown car, allowing us to get out and move on with our level. Here's a very interesting situation. Upon exiting this pipe, this Kamik will actually die because it will get crushed by this block over here on the top right. We can, however, make him survive this pipe exit if we take damage as he's exiting. So that would allow us to break these blocks over here using his magic PlayStation symbols. So the goal here is going to be to collect that mushroom, take damage by Kamik as he's coming out of the pipe, which will make him face the other direction, teleport over here to the left, and come out of that little zone. And now our goal is to get him to throw a PlayStation symbol at our feet so we can go through this door. And hopefully we get the right thing. Because if he gives us that, it's not going to help us out too much. But if he gives us a ghost or coins or a mushroom or something like that, then we can actually go through, progress with the level, and beat the section. So there is a gopher that's in this cannon right here, and when I start the scene, the gopher is going to fly out of the cannon and enter the ground around here, around this block. When it does enter the ground, it's then going to travel back over to the right and then pop out over here for some reason. No idea why the gopher travels through the ground horizontally, but it definitely does. That's super surprising for that gopher to do that. It's really, really cool. If we place blocks at the correct tile, we can actually make this gopher travel underground infinitely, or as long as the level allows. So that means a block right here, 5 to the right, and so on and so forth. We can actually create a pretty cool level mechanic using this method. So the gopher seems to hit the block and then continue traveling until he finds a place that he can actually come out of, which could open a really cool path for a level, allowing you to progress and win. We've done a glitch like this in the past where we jumped through a spike ball as we were gaining a power-up, and we're able to actually go through the spike ball without taking damage. So here's another iteration. This one's a little bit different. Basically, the spike ball and the mushroom are going to fall on this rail at the same time. The spike ball is going to cover the mushroom up, making it look like there's no way to get through here if you are Small Mario. But indeed, there is. So it looks like there's no mushroom on that rail. It looks like just like a spike ball. There is a dark line around the spike ball, but you would not notice it if you came upon this in a level. You wouldn't notice that there's a mushroom behind it. You would just see a spike ball and be like, oh crap, I can't get through this. I am Small Mario, I'm dead. I'm going to go over to this tile right here and duck and jump up as the spike ball is traveling downwards. And hopefully we get it. This is a little bit finicky, but hopefully we get through the spike ball. There we are. It took a little while. It took quite a long time to get through there, but we were able to figure it out. Break the block, proceed with the level. This little glitch is very, very strange. These launchers right here are going to be hitting this one way, which is very weird because they are through the one way. They're on the other side of the one way. They should just jump up, but they don't. This one over here will jump up, so I added this one for reference. And honestly, we can even have these fall down like this. You see that they are taller than the one-ways themselves. If we have them fall down, they still will get stuck on these one-ways for some reason. So that's the question. Why are they stuck there? Why are these cannons stuck? Stuck, glued to these one-ways. It doesn't make any sense. So using this concept, we could create some sort of shaky bridge effect in a level. The only downside is that it is pretty noisy. But it is pretty cool. If you find yourself in a situation like this, where a P-Switch drops from the ceiling and lands between two blocks with two outer edges like that, and you have a dry bone shell, be very, very careful in this situation. If you crash down your dry bone shell right here and the P-Switch falls, you will actually get soft locked in this little situation. So let's say I go over here and I hit the P-Switch and everything is fine and dandy and I crash down. Now I am stuck. There's nothing I can do here other than wait out that P-Switch, which does absolutely nothing. We get stuck in this little scenario. This will work in SMB1, 3, SMW, and NSMBU. You will be soft locked in every single case. With the final glitch today, we have an interesting little hyperspeed setup because the Thwomp is on these slopes. That pushes the Thwomp up to the left. We also have the Thwomp going into a hyper vibrate setup. It will hyper vibrate back and forth. It will also take this Muncher and push it out to the left and push it through this wall, the ceiling, the slope. All of this. It pushes the Muncher right through to the other side, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, definitely hyper vibrate, and this Muncher definitely went through the wall, ceiling, slope, whatever. Pretty interesting little setup. And we can interact with it and die to it, like normal. One more time. Really, really cool setup here.